Hi, it's Jan Johnson, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm really glad that you did. And today what I'm going to talk to you about is my dad and the fact that he was the best joke teller that ever existed. He had a joke for every single solitary occasion, and that's how my dad is remembered. As a matter of fact, my brother just told me the other day a story about how one time he went golfing with my father, and my father had a different golf joke at every single hole. Not only a different joke, a different golf joke at every single hole. My brother was laughing when he told me. I think he told me one of the jokes when he did, and that was, my dad was known for that, his jokes. I didn't really know my father, to be honest. He wasn't ever around, especially when I was little. But I do know a lot about him just by the observance and memory of what I have him. First of all, he was a real positive person. Obviously, he had a sense of humor. He never ever said a negative word about anyone ever that I can remember. He always wanted to be successful, but he had 7 kids. My mom was real negative, and that was his reality. I also remember that my dad, when I was in the 7th grade, gave me the book Think and Grow Rich and just said, here, read this, it'll change your life. When I think about that now, that is so surreal to me. My dad never gave me a book in life. He never talked about anything. Everything was just joke and a sense of humor when he was around. But the fact that he gave me that book was really interesting to me when I think about it now. And also, my dad wrote me one letter in his entire life. And he wrote this to me years and years and years ago, and I came across it when I moved about 5 years ago. I decided to go through every piece of paper that I had, and I came across this particular letter, and I kept it. I had to keep it for a number of reasons. First of all, there were 1 or 2 sentences that, hi Jan, how are you? Hope you're doing well. And then it went right into, did you hear about the gorilla bat? And he wrote this entire long joke out in the letter. That's what the letter was, a joke. I read this thing and I just died laughing. I could not wait to share it with my brothers and sisters. It was so hysterical. And I remembered having gotten it too, and then that's why I'd saved it. First of all, because he never wrote me before. And second of all, because, you know, it was so funny that he wrote out this long joke. It was so typical of my dad. And that was it. That was the letter. And it was, what's really funny is that just several days after I had opened that letter, I was at a friend's house for dinner. And in the background, we were fixing dinner together, kind of. He had the TV on, and Lawrence Welk, this old variety show from way back, was on the TV. We were kind of chuckling about it. And in comes another friend of my friend's. And he makes a comment about Lawrence Welk and that show being on and how old that is. He goes, geez, that takes you back in time, you know, and that reminds me of an old joke. I'm sure you've never heard of this one. Did you hear about the gorilla that? And he told that exact same joke that my dad had written in that letter to me decades before, that I came upon 5 years ago. So this is 5 years ago this incident happened, but my dad wrote that decades before. And this guy told that joke and I had just come upon it. What a coincidence. But it really made me think about my dad. Also, I know there's no such thing as coincidence. And I'm sharing this with you, again, just because it's a story. And because it's always so cool to hear stories. And I want to encourage you to bring stories into your life, into your business, especially in the network marketing arena, because it's all about the stories. You're meeting new people all the time. They're getting to know you, and you're sharing your products, you're sharing your services, you're sharing the business, and you want to share who you are in the process, because that will draw people to you. So thank you so much for tuning in. If this helped you, if you like the story, please comment and share. I'm really glad that you are here, and you can always find me at thejanjohnson.com. Thanks so much.